In the beginning, there was radio.
The radio is one of the outstanding developments of the 20th century.
A radio transmitter was used for large-scale public entertainment.
Then came computers.
You got to keep up with the times, you know.
Imprints of man's never-ending path of progress.
Back in my day, we didn't have no fancy computer boxes to use.
Shall we play a game?
The internet tied it all together.
The internet gave us a whole world of exciting new possibilities.
A bright new era dawning. A new dimension in communications.
It is possible to establish communication instantaneously from any place at any time.
And now it's the 21st century, and we've made it all toxic.
Hold on to your hats. Okay, we're ready to roll.
This is Toxic Radio. Don't play it safe. Play it toxic.
That's what I'm talking about.
Enjoying all that Toxic Radio has to offer? Well, make sure you like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Be the first to find out about ticket giveaways, amazing guests, awesome contests, and Toxic Radio events. Just search Toxic Radio Live, all one word, and press that little button. Every time you do, someone here at Toxic Radio will get their wings. Yay! Well, not really. Aww. But we will get a warm, fuzzy feeling in our tummies. But then again, that just might be the beer. Anyway, like and follow us, and we will see you out there on the interwebs.
Hey, buddy. Rah. Hey, man, that's a sweet heavy metal happy hour t-shirt. Where'd you pick that up?
Thanks, dude. I got it at the Toxic Radio shop.
Toxic Radio has a shop?
Yeah, dude. It's in the app or online at toxicradio.net.
That is sweet.
Yeah, and I also got a rockin' Toxic Radio hoodie and a Red Band Underground shirt. Dude, I'm gonna look so rockin' at the party tomorrow.
Well, I think you look pretty now.
Oh, thank... Wait, what?
The Toxic Radio shop is the place to get all your Toxic Radio gear. Shirts, hoodies, stickers. Find it at toxicradio.net or on the app. Don't buy it safe. Buy it toxic. Hey, where you going, man?
Hey, this is Kel Mitchell, and you're listening to Toxic Radio. Uh-oh, it's getting toxic.
Hi, it's Steve Morrison from the President Steve Show, and you're listening to Toxic Radio. Get infected like you would with a cheap hooker.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. It's that time of the week. It's time to take it deep. It's going to be one of those type of days. That's right. Mike's over there
WTF.
Like, what was that sound? So, we're going to answer a lot of burning questions. Can you get away with eating a chubber? Live on Facebook. Yes, we will answer that later in the show. A little breadcrumb there for you. THEEGODFREY. I am the Godfrey. Live from toxicradio.net, these studios. You want your podcast dreams to come true? Get it, Mike. He'll help you make that happen. Now, with that being said, you can catch all of us and everybody on iTunes, Google Play Music, Amazon Music, you name it. All the podcasts are on there. Taking it deep with the Godfrey. Got a lot on the agenda today. Wanted to talk about a few things going on out there. A lot of bullshit going on, as per usual. And, people just seem to be full of crap. I'd like to start this show off by sharing one of my favorite sayings with you. And that is, an older guy told me this once. Older Sicilian guy. Kind of angry sometimes, but great guy. And that was, never engage an unarmed opponent in a battle of wits. That just, resonated with me for some reason. Welcome back, Alex. Haven't seen him for a while. He's back again. And, a lot of people like to argue these days, put on a show, talk about things for reaction. And that's great. Anything for the gram or the TikTok, right? And I was thinking about this for a while. I've been kind of tap dancing on this central theme for weeks on end if you're a regular listener to the show. And, probably one of the most boring subjects, and Mike feels this way, and I'm feeling this way, is COVID. There's just COVID fatigue, talking about it, people arguing over it. I'm just kind of done with it. Do you feel that way, Mike?
Well, yeah, I mean, especially for those of us who, drank the Kool-Aid, as people would say, and got the vaccine. We're kind of like, okay, we did it. We're done. Can we end it now? But, it's still going. It's still raging on. And like you said, certain individuals are now using it to gain followers, to become an influencer, to go viral. There was an article I saw the other day, and I can't remember where it was, but I remember that they were saying that TikTok users have cracked the algorithm for going viral by talking about.
Mike, I'm so glad you brought that up because I'm actually going to talk about that article today.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I'm kind of taking the steam away from your article reading.
You were taking it deep. I get it.
I took it deep, but a little too deep. So deep that I hit the main vein and it squirted everywhere.
Wow.
So I apologize for that.
Apparently you're one of them.
As I'm trying to do the push notification for your show. Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh, guys, we started, by the way.
No, the Toxic Radio app push notification, just so all of your listeners and viewers know.
My Toxic Radio listeners, if you
download
it seems like
the
we
app,
already started.
If you download the app and you're not, Facebook is being a dick and not giving you your notifications, which I have heard from a lot of listeners
I've been
and
getting
viewers
them pretty regularly all of a sudden.
But I hear that some people don't get them. It's again, we talked about the algorithm. That damn algorithm will fuck you.
So,
but there are certain individuals that have told me that. But no need to fear.
that.
If you have the app, you will always know when the show is live.
Mike, I want you to write something out for me on. Do you have a pen and piece of paper there?
Of course. I'm a constant professional back here.
I want you to write this out exactly how I say it.
Okay, exactly. So you want me to become what is that? A
stenographer?
Yeah,
no, it's just one word.
Okay,
I'm gonna write the letter I.
Okay, I.
D.
The
number 10. 10. T. And put that up to the camera for the audience.
Okay, so this, I believe I wrote it right there. There's a 10 in there.
That's what we used to call in the tech industry the ID10T code, which would stand for idiot. And I have to say, 9 times out of 10, missing a notification is the user. Why do I say that? Because
Toxic Mom is not going to be happy with you.
The reason why I say that is I bet if I saw Toxic Mom's phone, is she cluttered with a lot of notifications at the top of her phone, perhaps?
I don't know. But I've gone through the same thing where I don't get a notification, and I know it's not me. And, so what I'm trying to say here is you download the app. Download the Toxic Radio app.
Gina, good luck with your flu shot. She said that Radio called her. Good luck with your flu shot. So, that being said, yeah, well, listen. I still think that's user error, but okay, we'll see. I mean, I've experienced it myself. You swear you don't get the notification, and it's buried under 58 notifications at your tray. Mike's probably losing the notifications under his Grindr notifications, but, that just kind of happens. But wanted to get back to the whole, we're going to say whatever. That was Mario, yes. And do whatever to get the TikTok and the like and all that stuff. So a lot of people have been talking about COVID and should you get it, should you not get it? I'm bored with that. Just kill me, gag me with a spoon, whatever. Is the science right? Is it not right? Will it kill you? Is it bad for you? Will it make you get explosive diarrhea? Is a chip getting stuck so far up your ass you feel it on the back of your tongue? I don't know. Something that seems to be getting old. But one thing I do know is when you come on and you say you know science and people say, hey, you know science, speaking to the COVID vaccine, and I ask what the mRNA technology is, and you say I don't know it, you're full of shit. Straight up. Because that describes the technology behind 2 of the vaccines. Whether you don't want it or you do, that's up to you. Okay? But it was just interesting, there's just a thirst out there. There's a zeal, if you will, to get attention and, see someone have you become famous, right? Maybe I'm hypocritical. I'm sitting here behind the camera talking to you right now. That's fair. It's not what my motivation is. If I was that, I would be, doing shit purposely to go after an algorithm, right? I'm going to make genuine content, what I enjoy, and hopefully you enjoy as well. And if you don't, that's cool. You can go fuck yourself and life goes on. But with that being said, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to make content where I think this audience is going to react to this and this will get me that, because that is a house of cards that will eventually fall. If I'm wrong, prove it. All I know is those people eventually are exposed. Don't you think, Mike? Do you think those type of people eventually get exposed?
At some point or another, the pants get dropped, and we see what you really have underneath there.
Right, something like that. How about there was a lady who was faking a Spanish accent for a while, and then it was found that she wasn't really from Spain. And yeah, there are influencers that do that kind of stuff.
We had that one woman who was faking to be black.
Yeah.
She was the head of like the NAACP or something like that.
She was the head of a chapter. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Plus, another thing we're going to talk about is rumors and how they spread. And did they spread faster back then or faster now? And yeah, he says that because it's the Eagle hat.
So Godfrey's wearing the Eagles hat, and Brad chimes in and says, "I'd rather have COVID than wear that hat."
Well, I'd rather have COVID than, dye my beard purple. But I'll take the hat over the beard, although I'm a fan of the beard. Wire to wire, 8:30 to 10.
We are just some merch wearing mofos today. I got the wire to wire shirt. You got the toxic.
Gene
shirt.
lovingly brings me up last night, and he's like, "Yeah, he's on like 4:00 on Sunday afternoon." I'm like 7 Thursday at 7. But no, a mistake of the head, not the heart. So
yes.
Anyway, that being said, you just can't say you're an expert on something, and then that's your stance, and you're defending your stance. And the reason why people say it's my choice or my opinion is because you can't speak to why it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you're full of shit when you have to take that stance. There might be the rare exception where you just don't want to talk about it, and that's what you said. That's fine. But when you're on a talk show, that's not the idea of you're being behind the mic.
This is my whole thing. We're talking about, vaccination, against vaccination. My whole thing, and I'm standing by this point.
We could be talking about how to make donuts. But I mean,
I'm sorry, I brought it into light. I'm sorry.
No, but go ahead. No.
So my whole thing is, at this point in time, I've said this to you, I've said this to others, I just don't care anymore. Don't get it. The problem is, just like with all other choices, just like with a choice.
Well, it's old. It's a repeat. People are tired of hearing it.
But just like getting a face tattoo, or just like deciding to have
Mike Tyson would disagree.
Whatever, things that society doesn't look fondly on that people do. Just like all these choices in life, you have to deal with the consequences of your actions. It is.
Oh yeah,
you're not going to go to jail for not getting it. You're not going to get arrested for not getting it. You're not going to get a fine for not getting it. But you're going to have to deal with.
Take it away from
Take
it away from the vaccine for a second here. In general, yeah, okay, I believe in personal choice, right?
Right.
He said the right time yesterday. No, he said 6 p.m., but it's okay.
He's saying run it back.
Run it back.
I wish we could just so quickly run it back.
Yeah, we probably could. But great show last night. Guys want to get some betting advice? Wire to wire.
Oh, look,
every Thursday.
And we're already getting
8:30 to 10.
We're already getting sports questions in the chat room.
I'll give
they're going side.
At the end, I will give you a couple sports answers toward the end. How are the Eagles going to do this year? To be honest, I don't know. Some people say they're going to be great. Other people think they're going to be awful. I think you're going to be somewhere in the middle, and they're not going to be great. They're not going to be awful. It's a rebuild year. Eagles fans don't want to admit it. I don't think Miles Sanders is as good as they want to say he is. And I think Jalen Hurts has potential, but, the thing with him is he can throw deep, he can run, but can he make the intermediate passes when it comes to timing? And the team knows they know he's going to pass. That's my quick breakdown.
As he starts talking sports, I'll just do one of these.
Woo! Bye, Mike. No, but so I'm glad you brought that up, because what I was thinking about a lot this week is you can make your own personal choice for a lot of things, right? And you can, and that's fine, but you do not get to determine how that ripples once you do it. That's life. And that's why I get annoyed by people like, oh, I don't want it, I do want it. I'm not saying, no one's forcing it on you. What I see more videos of is people fucking coughing on people like assholes, which will have you show who's a prime candidate for Mush of the Week. Not yet. Hold your horses, Mike. Tee it up though. And you don't get to determine the ramifications of the outcome. It's like, a kid getting punished for doing something wrong and then saying, "Oh, that's not fair. The punishment should be this way." That's not how life works. Life is gonna work, where you're gonna have some ricochet off of your choices. Sometimes none of us are perfect. We make bad choices, and we have the negative consequences of it, right? But this is the year for the Jets. Don't hold your breath, my friend. Don't hold your breath, because you might not. That's a tough one. If the Jets win the Super Bowl this year, I might walk naked to Philadelphia to the studio from my house, all the way from Philadelphia. That's how confident I know the Jets won't win the Super Bowl this year.
I want to see that.
So, and that's so unlikely to happen. If it did, I would probably get press from all the Jets fans, because they would be like, "This guy just said he walked naked." No one wants to see me naked, but they'll just make me do it anyway. Jets fans are sick. Anyway, that being said, it's pretty simple. You decide to steal from a store, you don't get to determine the outcome. Even if you ask for a girl's number, you don't know. That's how life is. But for people to say, "I don't want it," is completely fine. But you can't say, "I don't want it," and then be mad when the ramifications are a certain way, when you knew that was going to happen. And I don't think people should be forced to get it. I don't think people should have to be mandated to get it, right? I'm not saying that should happen. I think it would have the opposite effect if they really, really went that far with it, in my opinion. Okay? But why are people feeling this way? And it's because people are exploiting people's vulnerabilities and not being able to see that they're being, pissed on, telling you it's rain. And the problem is it's called gaslighting, right? And people are gaslighting. Let's make a video for TikTok. Let's, trick the algorithm. Let's be famous. They're just so fucking thirsty. They want to get into a niche area. And then these people give them that drug you're looking for, that fame. It's not genuine, because it's not you, and it's not going to go far. For me, if there's going to be something that goes viral, at least I want it to be who I am, right? I don't know if we get to control that, though. So, anti-vaxxers are learning how to game TikTok's algorithm, and they're going viral. And, there is a way to do it. So, TikTok is, helping misinformation get out of there. We could all debate what misinformation is, but it's just kind of interesting because these same individuals are exploiting people, not necessarily because they believe it. People are dying that are saying it, and they, not necessarily. I guess they did believe it if they didn't take the vaccine. Don't celebrate someone's death, though. And it's just the national. So the National Health Service started bringing it up, and safe and effective. And she claims it's a Pfizer side effect. Now, most sane people, right? If you need help and you're really not feeling well and you need to go to the doctor, do you say, "Let me make a fucking TikTok out of it"? Or do you go to the doctor? Right? What do you think, Mike?
Depends on if I'm going to go viral.
Right. Well, I mean, if your fucking eyes twitching because you took it, wouldn't you be going to the emergency room and say, "Hold on, quick. Let me make a TikTok video. Hold on. Do it for the gram."
That's the culture we live in right now. If you break your arm, if somebody got it on tape, if you burn your face off, if somebody got it on footage, if somebody was recording, you're gonna be famous.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So they're figuring out how to game the algorithm. Congratulations. You are awesome. So, and then if you say stuff like that, you're going to get a reaction. There's certain things. And it's just, you don't get to control it. You don't get to control life. And it's like a temper tantrum. That's the way I look at it. If you ask someone what mRNA technology is and they say they don't know, well, then, it's pretty simple. It's the vaccine that makes two of them possible, Pfizer and Moderna. Do you want it? Do you not want it? I don't care. Yeah, and listen, I got it. And if you don't want it, genius, don't get it. I'm all about that. But at the same time, if most of the people say, "Hey, well, you have to wear a mask at work, right? A lot of people get that. You have to do this. You have to do that. And that's things that are going to be a product of, hey, let's not all get the shot. And if you don't want the shot, that's fine. Just be okay with that. That's my point. You see where I'm going with that, Mike?
Absolutely. Like certain individuals say that they're getting, I'm being forced to get the vaccine. Who's forcing you?
No one's forcing you.
Nobody's. Well, my job says I have to get it or I can't work there. So then you go get another job if you are that passionate about not working there, or you get the vaccine because you love your job.
See, and this is where you got to make a real business decision. What are real facts? What is true? What is not? And that's when you got to make a business decision, because your mortgage doesn't give a fuck about your stance.
Doesn't?
Your rent doesn't give a fuck. You can't send a check to the Pico company or the electric company that says, didn't want to take the vaccine, got fired. Just I owe you. I'll catch you in a month.
I got to go call the electric company.
Right. So that's my whole point. And you're going to have to make a business decision at that point, because you're not going to be able to just turn it where the rules are going to change for you. And that's just reality, whether you like the rules or not, whether I agree with them or not. Yeah, so the mandate, it's not a law. Correct. It's a mandate, and that's why you're not being forced to do it. That's not a law. That's correct. So you shouldn't no one should be forced to get it. I'm firmly believe that. But you can't then say, when you know this is the consequences of that, I don't want to. Basically, I don't want to take my shoes off the airport. Well, guess what could happen when you do that? They're going to say you can't get on the fucking flight.
Now, with the
unless you got the TSA pre-approved check.
Now, with the president creating this mandate, and again, this just came out.
Judge will throw all the lawsuits out.
Have not read anything,
Republican or Democrat,
fully about this. So we're only speaking from what we read. We're both working. We're only speaking from what we were able to read directly before the
Labor
show.
Department.
But if Biden actually did say if the action is mandating companies with 100 or more employees that they have mandates, or weekly employee tests, then they still get the choice. It is not mandating that you have to get it, but you're going to get a Q-tip shoved up your nostril and tickle your brain every week at work.
Yeah.
So, or else they're going to get fined. It's a sucky situation. But I mean, in his statement, he said their patience is gone thin.
Listen, I can't do a job that I have right now in the way I want to do it if I'm not vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
My job allowed you to make that decision as their employee. You can work from home if you don't want to be. That is the policy of my day job. They're not saying you have to get it. Now, they let you travel to see clients. That's changing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be vaccinated by a certain date. They waited for one to be FDA approved because that was a big hiccup for people.
Yep.
Understandable. Well, now you have one that's
Don't
approved.
hit the microphone. So, why are you such a rebel? Godfrey, if you don't mind, since we are speaking on this, I just want to read a little excerpt here.
Sure.
So that people listening are interested in this topic.
Because I don't know what he said.
It is breaking news. Do you have a breaking news thing over there? Do you have one? I thought you did.
It's going to be long. Yeah.
Why can't you have a short one?
I'm afraid.
Never mind. Just do it with your mouth. Just make your mouth do it. Just use your mouth.
No, I don't. I don't.
Just
that's
can
what
you just
said.
use your mouth?
I'm not doing that one.
I'm lobbing it up for you the whole entire time.
Yeah, read.
But I'm just reading the excerpt. Okay, I'm gonna read this real fast. It says, "We've been patient, but our patience is." This is statements from Biden just a little bit ago. We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us. Biden said, his tone hardening towards Americans. He went on to say,
"Hold on, wait, I got you."
Okay.
Okay, it didn't work.
Oh, Jesus. He went on to say...
Is the sound up?
The sound is up. There you go. Thank you. I'm Todd Boca. He went on to say, while America is in much better shape than it was 7 months ago when I took office, I need to tell you a second fact. We're in a tough stretch, and it could last for a while, Biden said in an early evening speech from the White House. At the center of Biden's new plan is at the center of Biden's new plan is directing the Labor Department to require all businesses with 100 or more employees ensure their workers are either vaccinated or tested once a week, an expansive step the president took after consultation with administration health officials and lawyers. Companies could face thousands of dollars in fines per employee if they don't comply. Biden also signed an executive order requiring all government employees be vaccinated against COVID-19 with no option of being regularly tested to opt out. The president signed an accompanying order directing the same standard to be applied to employees of contractors who do business with the federal government.
So
I am Ron Burgundy.
So what do you mean with the federal government?
So all
right. So if you're doing a business with the government, you need to. So that's the only people it's going to.
So you're talking about like Lockheed Martin, Boeing,
right. But it only pertains to those people.
So to those people, they are required to get it. So if people don't know, I work with a company.
So McDonald's, if you work at McDonald's and you're slinging hamburgers, that's not the same thing.
So the way it works is if you work at McDonald's, well, if they consider you the whole of McDonald's, like corporate McDonald's with over 100 employees, then the company has a choice to make whether to
that might be a problem because they're a franchise,
right? But I'm just going. So a company like Walmart, so now they have to give their employees the option of either you show that you're vaccinated or you get tested once a week. But for government offices and government subcontractors like Boeing, like L3, this is the way I'm reading it, they are required to have the vaccine. So my day job is in a company where we are a subcontractor to other government subcontractors. So it's a possibility that at my company, we're going to be required to be vaccinated, no ifs, ands, or buts, which is going to be interesting going into work.
So here's the thing, but you do have a choice. You can get tested.
So mandate is not a law. So again, she is correct. But a mandate is not a fucking law. But a mandate can cause your company to be fined, like they just said.
Correct. And this is where
you can be arrested. You could be fined.
People say their rights, and this is where a judge doesn't interpret your opinion; he interprets the law. Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter. I know people don't like to hear that, and everybody gets all up in arms. Oh, it's going to be a Republican judge, a Democrat judge. It might make a little bit, one way or the other on certain hot button issues. But when there's a law in place already, they're going to interpret the law as such. And no legal expert, but I do know that for a fact, talking to friends of mine that are lawyers. And as far as rights and employees, well, guess what? A lot of states are right-to-work states. What's that mean? No less unions. They can fire you for whatever they want. They can't say to you like, hey, I'm firing you because I don't like your religion or race. That would be discrimination. But they can let you go with no reason at all. They could just say they're laying you off. That's the truth. Now, what the reason is behind that, I do or do not know. We all know that life's not perfect and it's not black and white like that. My point to you is workers' rights were out the fucking window a long time ago. And now you're like, workers' rights! No, the judge is going to be like, case dismissed. Fucking shit's going to get out of here. And you can sue and sue and sue and sue all you want. But us regular people will feel the ramifications, negative or positive, before anybody else does once your lawsuit gets through. So it's a business decision. I'm going to tell you why I took it. One, read up on it. mRNA technology, I know it's valuable because China wants it badly. They've done 1.6 million doses, and they've gone badly for them. Certain countries you can't get in if you took the Chinese vaccine, okay? I know because I was just in Canada, okay? So for me, it was a business decision. I want to travel, and my girlfriend is from Canada, and something unfortunate happened, and we had to go up there. We were going up anyway, but if I wasn't vaccinated, I can't get across the border. Her mom passed away, right? And so she needed to get across. So I needed to have my things in order so I could be there to support her. So is my business decision going to be I'm there for her or some fucking asshole on TikTok? Like, get real. This is where everybody needs to grow the fuck up because you read Facebook while taking a shit, wiping your ass, or you've been seeing TikTok that you fucking are an expert now, okay? I just know what's out there. You could choose not to trust it. You could choose not to take it, and that's fine with me. I don't need to know. I don't ask people. I'm not like, were you vaccinated? I don't want to fucking know. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't care if you are or you aren't. My thing about it is people being assholes about it. You know, and this goes on both sides of the fence. You know, oh, you should force people, you shouldn't force people. I don't think anybody should be forced. But every situation is different. If you're an athlete on a team, I think you should be vaccinated. In football, where it's an ultimate contact sport, hence you touch each other, you're around each other, and it's a team sport. So from a team aspect, if I'm the most important player on the team and I can now not play because I'm in COVIDs, but there's protocols that the NFL put in place, and they agreed to. They signed the contract, and that's the power structure. Keep that up, Mike, because I want to read it when it's done. So I think it's selfish because it hurts the team as a whole. Your personal choice can't hurt other people. And, you know, you're going to probably have more stringent, you know, social distancing measures, or you're going to have to be tested. And these companies are well within their rights to do it. Trust me when I tell you that. People getting fired because their company can't fire them. So the thing is if you have an available thing to do and you can't prove medically, because this will happen in court, that you can't take the vaccine and that's part of your requirement. Certain jobs, you have to get shots and have certain health things to do certain jobs. So if that becomes part of the mix, they can absolutely let you go for that because you have an inability to do the job. They can't say to you, we're firing you because you're taking a stance against the vaccine. No, they can't do that. But they can say, we're letting you go because that's part of what we need to do to be compliant with the vaccine and the laws. And that's where you'll have to make a personal business decision. And everybody can get mad and jump up and down, but you're going to get the goddamn shot that comes down to that. Because most of us aren't rich, and we got to work. Unfortunately. And all these influencers not working real fucking jobs, people out there on TV, you know, gaslighting people for gain. The reason I brought up the TikTok thing wasn't to say, oh, anti-vaxxers, is to say they're gaslighting people. It's not genuine. You know what I mean? I have friends that I'm really good friends with that have not gotten vaccinated, and I'm okay with that. And I'm not going to not fucking talk to them anymore about it or get mad at them. I'll tell them I think they're wrong because I'm a real friend. I'm like, I think you're full of shit, but we're still going to break bread at the end of the day. And that's how we should all be concerning things like that. But people they just want to dig in when they know they're wrong these days, even more than before, you know, and they just don't want to fucking move on it. Like, and when things happen because of that choice, guess what? You're going to fucking own it. That's just how it works. No one wants to pay their fucking taxes. Don't. See what happens. Some of you might get away with it if you're ultra rich, but most of you aren't. So be my guest. There's shit we have to do in life all the time we don't want to do. The mRNA technology. I'm not going to get into that deep, but, you know, pretty much why it's important. And if you say you know science concerning this and you don't know what that is, I'm sorry, you're full of crap. It's a new type of vaccine to protect against infectious diseases. You knew that already. Vaccines teach our cells how to make a protein or even just a piece of a protein that triggers an immune response inside our bodies. Now, when you get it, you know, this is the thing about that. It's not going to say you can't get it. There are breakthrough cases. The percentages are very small. Everybody makes it seem like there's millions of them or hundreds of thousands or even thousands, and there's not. Maybe like 3,000. It protects you from being severely hospitalized. Now, I don't know what will happen 6 months down the road. Maybe they're completely ineffective. Well, oh well. You know what I mean? And that's the choice I made. Mike, put that one back up because I couldn't read it. It went away. That's the choice I made. There was a girl on the news that was thinking about getting pregnant and didn't feel comfortable having a vaccine, and she got fired. I would love to see her not take that to court, because if that's exactly how it happened, she would have a case. Really depends on what her job is.
Well,
but
no. I don't think she would have a case. How would she have a case? She's thinking about getting pregnant and didn't feel comfortable having the vaccine. the problem is if you go to the CDC website and all the
that's fake news. That's
if you go to the CDC and you vaccinations while pregnant or
I know science, Mike. That's not real.
It says explicitly that although the overall risk of severe illness is low, pregnant and recently pregnant people are at an increased risk for severe illness from COVID-19 when compared with non-pregnant. Wait. So they're talking about the risk of severe illness, but they're talking about how evidence about the safety and effectiveness of COVID-19 vaccination during pregnancy, although limited, has been growing. So they now have this data that shows that there shouldn't be any problem.
Yeah, so I think the University of Alabama at Birmingham did a study on this, and it's been researched over and over again. There is not a problem. And people said, hey, the thing is, if you don't want it, don't want it. Don't make shit up to make people believe your bullshit. If you don't want it, don't get it. I'm cool with that.
Well, that's the problem. When you have mandates, when you have gotten to the point where you're telling people, okay, you got to get it now. As a job, again, you can quit your job and you don't have to get the vaccine. But when you're telling people this, they're going to start saying, "Oh, I'm planning on getting pregnant. Oh, I have an allergy. Oh, I have religion." And actually, I saw on the news this morning that certain airlines were requiring their staff to be vaccinated, and they started saying, well, for religious reasons, I'm choosing not to get vaccinated. So they started calling them out and asking them for proof of this religion, and nobody could show them proof. So,
and here's the thing about that. If you're a flight attendant, I don't know how this works, but certain countries, if I want to go to Africa to see some zebras around, I got to get fucking tons of shots. Okay? Certain countries you go to, malaria, things like that, there's side effects to those too. I'm not going to get them. You know what I mean? To me, I just don't respect the stance. I respect the choice. If that's your choice, I respect it, but I don't respect the stance. There's a difference there. If that's your choice, I'm not going to beat you up about it. But I'm calling it out for what it is. It's bullshit. The reasoning is bullshit. The temper tantrums are bullshit. And when you can't speak to it, it's bullshit. And that's just the weak person's way out. And if that's how I'm going to feel, I don't care what anybody says. I'm a bad man. Whatever. If your business decision is not do it, then don't. But, okay, so certain people say that, and I know this lady, so I'm not going to get personal, but I don't want to get shit pumped in my body. I want people to put down their cigarettes, their alcohol, their shitty fucking energy drink they drink. I want to put down all that bullshit they tell you it's going to hurt you. And I would love for you people to say that when you sit on the fucking checkup table with your doctor once a year and he says you got to lose 25 pounds. But nobody says that. I don't want to put this Burger King in my body. I don't want to put this in my body. And we're all guilty of it. Now we have religion on this one thing only because it's become a political sticking point. I've never had the flu shot, personally. I never got the flu, and this is the first time I got it. So I felt it was highly contagious, and I felt in my previous work situation, they could have done more, but they didn't do a lot. So, in my opinion, there's things that were promised. But I like the flu shot. If people want to get it. You know what I mean? Gina, I know that's not what you said. I'm speaking in general. But
he called you out.
Yeah, no. But my thing is, people, if you don't want it, that's okay. But it's just you can't sit here and just make shit up. And I'm not saying that to you, Gina. You can't make shit up to justify your bullshit. Just have a pair and fucking say you really don't want it. Because you can't speak to it because your reasoning is bullshit. You know what I mean? I have people say, I don't want to put anything in my body, and they rip a Newport in front of me. Stop with that. Anyway, so people are making money off of that because they see a small community growing from it. So it's just bullcrap. But I want to talk about more fun stuff. Mike's going to eat a chubber soon. And,
great segue.
Yeah, great segue. So, I was in Canada, and I saw some cool, interesting stuff at a store, and we'll bring this up later. Doritos with ketchup on it. I was noticing the people's temperament, with our current predicament down here. Was it a big deal up there? They didn't give a fuck. They just put the mask on and lived their life. There was no save France, it's my freedom, whatever. So, but have you ever been to a McDonald's, Mike, and you want to get a milkshake or a McFlurry, and the machine's broke or not working?
I actually haven't. I don't go to McDonald's almost ever. Maybe 2 times a year.
There had to have been a time in your life when you used to be a McDonald's goer.
Oh my God, you're talking about 15 years ago. I don't even know if they had McFlurries back then.
So, did you ever want a milkshake and the machine was off?
No, because I don't get milkshakes.
You're fucking boring.
I knew there was going to come to that. I knew it because I try to go with you. I try to, but I you know me. I tell the truth, and no, I don't think I've ever had a McFlurry.
Access denied.
So,
how many girls have had that sound bite on their phone when you tried to go down?
All the time. So, the FTC is investigating McDonald's because why McDonald's McFlurry machines are always broken. So they're actually investigating them. The Federal Trade Commission sent letters to McDonald's franchises owners to ask poignant questions about their frozen ice cream machines. Broken McDonald's ice cream machines are such a persistent problem that it got the federal government asking the Federal Trade Commission wants to know how often McDonald's ice cream machines break and when employees are allowed to repair them. Interesting. Now, there's more about that, but I'm not going to make you suffer through that article.
I did.
Already went off the deep end.
I know all about all that stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, Flurry machines?
The Flurry machines and how they've been forced to only use one company from some, I forget what the reason is, but the company that they used made it a contract agreement that they could only get it repaired by that company is all bullshit.
Oh, yeah, maybe they should look into some other monopolies since they want to look into that, right? But
yeah.
You know, yeah, thanks for federal government for going after the Flurry machines. Awesome. You're fucking great. Anyway, you know, another one that I noticed too, which is, you know, for the gram, so to speak, is an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? Fuck that. Let's go back.
Fuck that.
Let's do a little rescratch. Play that video.
That.
You know, play that video.
What are you doing? You're going all over the place.
Play the video.
What are you doing?
Of the lady.
You're everywhere.
So this is our mush of the week.
Oh my God. Just when I think he's gonna zig, he zags.
Yeah, play that video for us from the.
All right, I gotta push this button over here.
Oh, really?
That button. Then I gotta push this button over here. Oh,
that's me. It's a sound effect. You turn the mic off.
Jesus Christ!
I remember my first day in the booth.
What the hell is going on?
No, that sound is me playing a backwards record sound.
Oh, no, it freaked me out because as soon as I hit the button, that sound went off. So I thought God damn it, Godfrey! This is what happens. You get me all flustered. You're going one way, you turn a left. Also, I got a finger up my ass. I don't know what's happening.
He's getting anal probed.
Okay. All right. Let's try this.
I just saw this because I'm watching. I'm like, and I'm like, why? Like, this lady must have had a bad day to act like this.
All right, let's see if this works now. Now that you kind of got me all flustered.
That's a.
She's smiling.
Excuse me, I'm coming through.
I would have hit her with Sweet Chin music.
I feel so uncomfortable just even watching that.
No, there's a second video on the article.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, right.
That's
here.
a little bit more detailed, but I mean, that was toward the end. I think we played it out of order, which that's not Mike's fault.
That is not my fault. Thank you for pointing it out there. That is not my fault.
But
I'll play the other one.
Because I don't need to have one on. I'm not sick, and neither are you. Okay, but you don't have to be coughing at me.
You don't know who's sick or not.
It's my allergies.
You
I
don't
have
know
allergies.
who's sick or not by looking
Oh,
at somebody.
yeah. And so 2 years ago, before anybody started talking about COVID, you were okay with that, though, going out not knowing you were sick, right?
You don't know anything about my health.
I don't.
Yeah, she's coughing on me.
I have my allergies, and she got all freaked out because I'm coughing.
No, she's coughing.
How do you know? You don't know, and she just said, I don't know anything about her health. You don't know anything about my health. Maybe I have a medical release. I don't need to wear a mask.
Okay, bye.
Wow.
I don't need to have one.
Wow.
Her dad must be proud.
Oh, I thought that was actually you.
Yeah. When I see this video, I sigh. Because, listen, if the lady doesn't want to wear a mask, great. I don't get it. Like, there was show prep today. You go fuck yourself, Brad. So
it just got thrown out the window.
Yeah. So my question is if she doesn't want to wear the mask, fine. Why do you have to get into that altercation? So the way it went down as I read about it is She just came up to her and started talking to her. She didn't like that she was wearing a mask. She wanted to break her balls. She must have had a really bad day and is going home to use, I'm going to use the expression that I don't actually do myself because I love my dogs, or my dog, is kick the dog. You get in and you kick the dog. You know, if she's anti-mask, that's fine. But what a nut job. Like, I know, like I said, I have friends that don't agree with my views, but they're not going around going, you know what I mean? And I'm only guessing that's her view because of what she said. But this is why she's stupid. It cost her fucking job. She worked for SAP, apparently. I think that's a big company. The health and safety of our employees and the communities in which we live in and work are of the utmost concern to us. We are taking the matter of an SAP employee incident very seriously and investigating the situation. So, we have reviewed the incident and confirmed that the individual in question no longer works for SAP.
Wow. And that's what happened. You go viral and your company doesn't like it. Boom, you're done.
And guess what? All of you who were asleep at the wheel when they were stripping away workers' rights. Cheers to you.
What are we cheersing with?
Well, everybody's like 20 years too late to the fucking party when it comes to that. You know, the way it's set up here is you can get fired for shit like that. And you know, you can't claim it's free speech. That's disgusting, Gina. I would flip if I were you. I would flip.
Am I incorrect in saying that right now, if you cough on people during while the pandemic is going on, that it can be categorized as assault?
I mean, if the police want to take that investigation on, I mean, she didn't. From what I read, the lady decided not to press charges on her.
But I mean, it can be labeled assault, correct?
I
might be incorrect.
I think at certain places it can, yeah.
But, and because okay, so this was brought up.
I mean, if you stick someone with a needle with AIDS in it, I mean, or if you're knowingly infecting someone with AIDS, even sexual transmission, I think you could be legally responsible.
Okay.
I think there's been cases like that. I got to look that last part up.
Right.
But, I mean,
we look stuff up after the show.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's because we take it deep, and we don't know how deep down the hole we're going. So we went deep down here. But, I mean, listen, the lady lost her job. Like, even if that's your beliefs, why lose your job? That's a bad business decision. It is. Is it not? Maybe she didn't want that job, and then maybe it didn't matter to her. Maybe she's rich. I don't know. You know, and then people are probably, they were calling up her job, wanting to talk to this lady. Like, those people need to chill out too. Like, there doesn't need to be a counter wave of assholism, and you got to start calling up the job, you know, after the lady's fired and shit. Like you're that important where you need to let her company know. I mean, obviously it went viral, so she's probably rethinking that. But what disturbed me about the video is she had a smile on her face the whole time. Isn't that weird, Mike?
Yeah, very weird.
You know, it wasn't even like she was mad. She was just like being a bitch. Like, I don't, you know, like, what the fuck? I don't know. So, anyway.
There she is, her LinkedIn profile.
She went to law school, too.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. She went to law school. I guess it's, unless she's a shitty lawyer, I guess it's legal for them to do that, huh? Think anybody would know. It'd be someone who's a lawyer that's getting fired, whether that's legal or not. But, so, we're going to move on to some other stuff as we've got 12 minutes left in the show. But just wanted to give you this little stat. 1.4 billion doses later, China is realizing it may need mRNA COVID vaccines. So, the reason why I know it works, and it's the only thing that works right now, is because it's worth a lot of fucking money. They made their own vaccine. It's not good. Don't get the Chinese. If you do get the vaccine, don't get the Chinese one. Just going to say. There's certain countries that ask you, like, did you get the Chinese vaccine? Yeah, that's not accepted here. No. It's on the Canadian pass, the Canadian entry form. No joke. They ask you what you got, all that. And that's what people don't realize. If you do want to travel, you know, guess what? Outside of the country, they don't care about our American rights, unfortunately. So that's just, again, it's a business decision. My girl was very hesitant about getting it. And I convinced her to get it eventually. Didn't pressure her, but I said, you know, and the business decision was her mom was older. What are you going to do if we need to get up there quickly and something happens? Now, fortunately, she got the vaccine, and that didn't prevent her from getting up there as quick as possible when that happened. Her mom recently passed away. So pretty strong woman, and never got to meet her. But the point of me saying that is, if she didn't, and she made the other business decision, she may have lost hours, minutes that mattered at that time, or a whole day, and not get to say goodbye to her mother. So the business decision is, it has to be based in reality. Am I too far off here, Mike?
Nope.
So, all right, that was a little deep. So we're going to take it deep, like, in a funny way, because, I'm pretty sure everybody's like, fuck, this show is going down the rabbit hole with this. Probably not going to talk about this subject ever again after this, because I am tired of it.
Tune in next week as we give you our views on how the Biden mandate has been going. No, kidding.
Yeah, fuck that.
And we have members from other shows in here to discuss.
Biden is still a member of the Tool Bag Club. So,
can I swerve you for a second? Can I swerve you?
Oh, I'm a little disturbed you're using the word swerve, but
can I swerve you? Okay. So in Facebook, you have Facebook memories. Some people wake up, first thing they see is they check their phone, they go into their memories. What happened on this day, whatever years ago, right? So I was going through my Facebook memories, and you were talking about, a chubber going in my mouth and eating stuff. And I thought it was interesting to bring up this because I just remembered a picture of my lunch while I was at work from 2010. And I just wanted to show you this and see if you can pick out the individual items in this picture that was a part of my lunch.
That is disgusting.
So now we're looking at a picture of
is that ranch on peanut butter?
It's items on a piece of wheat bread. I was being healthy. So we got on the left side a slab.
How's that healthy?
A slab of peanut butter with a little drizzle of ranch. I think it was fat-free ranch.
Ranch on peanut butter. Why?
On the other side of the bread, because we're going to make a half sandwich, was it looks like one piece of ham, lunch meat, 4 Cheez-Its.
Your breath must have smelled like a cat's ass after explosive diarrhea.
And I believe over here is mayonnaise. I don't know what this is. This little piece right here. It looks like an off-color. Maybe the mayonnaise was going old.
You put some schmegma in it. Huh?
It was a sandwich of peanut butter, ranch, ham, Cheez-It, and mayo. Thank you. We can move on now.
Okay. Cool story, bro. Tell it again. So, I
figured that was a good palate cleanser to move on.
No, it was definitely a palate cleanser, that's for sure. So, yeah, Canada was fun. I enjoyed it. Very beautiful, except, it had some tragedy that struck, but we dealt with that, moved on. And, by the way, that lady, she is the mush of the week because she fucked it up. So, the cuck of the week. Yeah, the mush is the anti-vaxxers tricking the algorithm, and they're doing it for the gram and just to get views. That's all they're doing it for. Remember, if you talk to probably a bunch of younger kids, their job they want is an influencer.
Well, it used to be do it for the Vine. Now it's
do it for the gram, do it for the TikTok.
Gram, do it for the TikTok.
Yeah. Don't let someone make you their ass for personal gain. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I was in Canada, and it was pretty interesting because I had... I like to go to convenience stores in different countries and see what they have in there and different, sometimes it's fun to go in a supermarket, see what they buy. Maybe you buy something, different things, right? Especially in a foreign country. Even in different areas of the country, you see different things, right? So I saw something and it caught my eye. You might make a lot of jokes out of this, but I thought Mike would he would really enjoy this. And I have it to show him to you on the camera. It was in the beef jerky section, and they sell this in Ontario, Canada. It's called the Chubber. Oh yeah, our window's open. That's probably a Honda Civic. So, it's because we have no air and it's hot as balls in here.
Let's destroy the fourth wall.
Yeah. So Mike's gonna eat this. I don't know what it tastes like. Yeah, it's called the Chubber. So they have a sausage there that you have to go up and buy, grab it by the shaft, and say, "Yeah, I'm
not supposed to eat in the studio.
I'm gonna buy the Chubber." Well, we're gonna break the rules.
We're breaking the rules?
Yeah, so...
After we just went through a whole
I don't know how good this tastes, but Mike has to finish this.
Wait a second.
He has to take the whole thing.
I didn't sign up for any of this.
You're going to deep throat this. You have to take the whole thing. You've eaten way worse. Is it juicy?
It is.
Oh, nice.
It's just going to get everywhere.
This is from the same guy that's eating bugs.
Yeah, but the bugs aren't juicy.
Are you sure? You told me you got. I think you're on camera getting a juicy one.
Oh God.
Now, apparently, this is a good source of protein.
Okay, so smoked sausage. Ingredients: pork, beef, water, salt, spices, corn syrup, solids. What is corn syrup solids?
Dude, you're worried about ingredients now? You're like the NFL players that are worried about the vaccine, and then when it comes to CTE and concussions, they're like, "Oh, I don't know anything."
It smells okay.
Oh my God! Look at this motherfucker. Oh, just Jesus Christ! Did you bite it? Wow, he took 2 bites. Is it good?
Ooh.
It's called the Chubber. I don't know.
It tastes like a cigarette.
Ew. Now, when you say
That's
cigarette,
weird.
When you say cigarette, is it more of a Camel or a Newport? It's smoked.
That is a weird. Yeah, it tastes like you just walked into a bar where everybody's been like just down in whiskey and smoking, and there's that fog that just sits over top of the bar, and you walk directly into it.
So it's
very
good.
weird.
So you don't
it's
like
not
that?
bad either. So it's like when you're at the party and you put down your beer and you forget which beer is yours and you pick up another bottle. You go to take a swig and you realize there's a cigarette butt in the bottom.
Ew.
And it just like comes up and touches your lips and you kind of freak
never,
out.
I've never had that swig.
I've had that swig many times where, a can or a bottle, you pick it up and you go to swig it, and the cigarette butt kind of bounces off your lips as the tobacco goes down the back of your throat.
That's what you sound like when you're waking up in the morning and you're like walking around. And you're probably oh, that's disgusting. Like I can't.
You've never done that?
Fuck no. Why would I do that?
Anytime you're at a party, especially in your 20s, it was always a possibility that somebody put out a cigarette butts in a can or in a bottle, and you swug it.
No, I'm gonna get a fresh one at that point, and if there's no fresh one, I'm not drinking shit.
I mean, you didn't do it on purpose. You just picked it up.
They could have spit in that. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So
why am I
we did
still
answer
eating
your
this?
question because you like it.
It really is like a cigarette in my mouth.
Can you eat a chubber on Facebook?
Oh.
And you can. We just had a chubber on Facebook.
Oh.
I guess we can, that's how it works.
That is.
We're not talking about the chubber.
I got to say, 100% a chubber in your mouth doesn't taste good.
I bought more than one. So some people that know me, you're going to be getting a Christmas gift this year.
I thought a chubber in my mouth would have tasted a lot better.
Wow. So you thought about that.
Oh, yeah.
There goes that farting Civic again.
Oh, that's going to feel good later on. But no, I'm not going to tell that story. But I've been at parties and you go to swig something and it's definitely not what you thought it was.
Was Horsecock there?
No, yes. No, not at the other story. Horsecock was there at the parties where, because this is back in the early 2000s, when we'd go there and party and everybody would be smoking all night long, and multiple people would pick up a beer thinking it was theirs after they've been half lit in the ass, go to swig it, and all of a sudden the cigarette butts were just hitting them in the mouth.
True. So there's
Chubber and Horsecock. That's the name of this episode.
Yeah, Mike loved the Chubber, and you can eat a Chubber on Facebook.
I'm actually I'm really disappointed because I thought I was going to be able to down the whole Chubber, but I only got half of it. So
yeah,
half a Chubber. That's all Mike can take. Okay.
Yeah. So, ew, you can't take the whole thing.
No, I can't finish that. It really does have a very, very foul taste to it that I'm not going to continue. That goes in the trash. And actually, 100%, my tummy is starting to do cartwheels in my belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you are distracted like a motherfucker.
No, I'm just.
You are distracted.
I'm not distracted. People are asking. They're just looking at you like they can't believe that you ate that.
I mean, you know me. I will. There is not many things in this world that you put in front of my face, as long as it's edible, that I will not put in my mouth.
Yeah.
I will at least put it in my mouth to see if it tastes okay, and if I could swallow. But in my mouth is as far as it'll go. If I feel like I could swallow it, I'll do it. If not, I'm spitting.
Wow. So on that note, we're going to wrap things up, folks. Let's call it a hard out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And football starts tonight. The Patriots are going to get their ass kicked. That's right, Brad. Bet against your team. They suck. Mac Jones is not the Big Mac. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And you can find us on toxicradio.net. Taking it deep with the Godfrey. Like the Facebook page. Sharing is caring. And this is the Godfrey, not saying goodbye, just saying take it deep.